And greetings, followers. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. This is weather prognosticator and meteorologist Chad Merrill with the weather forecast for the first week in December. And our website shows that we have a fair and mild pattern that we had forecasted several months ago for the first couple of days, followed by some rain and snow, windy conditions, and another chance for light snow, most of this being in the western part of the mid-Atlantic. And here's our severe weather watch when we expect severe weather across the mid-Atlantic for the month of December. Our webpage was recently updated, so feel free to visit that. And of course, if you'd like to purchase the 2022 Hagerstown Town and Country Almanack, it is a wonderful gift to have for somebody, especially outdoor recreational enthusiasts. Here's the jet stream pattern. We have a very strong jet stream focused from British Columbia into the upper Mississippi Valley across the mid-Atlantic. We have a cold front that is pushing through the mid-Atlantic today. Expect wind gusts 40 to 45 miles per hour from about 3:30 this afternoon until sunset, and then another surge of some gusty winds up to 40 miles an hour early Friday as that front pushes through. But a change in our weather pattern is going to bring a chunk of cold air to the south. And what we are going to see with that is on the satellite image, here's the first front coming through. And the second front is actually well up to the north and west across parts of Canada and Alaska. So this particular storm system will drop some cold air south through Alberta that will eventually come into the Rockies and the east. And we are going to see the weather pattern change out west as well. So as we get back here and look at the sounding from Salt Lake City, we've had countless days of dry weather in the Mountain West that has contributed to enhanced drought conditions because of the high pressure that's in place. And this high pressure each morning has produced what's called an inversion, where the cold air settles along the surface and warmer air is aloft, and there's nothing to mix the air up. Because we have high pressure over an extended period of time, that is causing air quality issues. This is the sounding from this morning, and temperatures at the surface are much cooler than they are just a couple hundred feet up. And these are the winds, very light through the profile. We need the air to mix up to get rid of what is being considered a moderate air quality for the Salt Lake City area that will continue all the way through Friday, most likely even through early next week before a pattern change finally starts to happen. Other than that, across the U.S., it's pretty quiet. Internationally, we have a low pressure in the Bay of Bengal that will turn into a tropical system and likely bring some heavy rain to West Bengal, and that will happen late this weekend and early next week. And we also have a typhoon that is well to the east of the Philippines, and because of the upper level wind flow, it's actually going to stay over the east of the Philippine Sea and the West Pacific over the next several days. As a matter of fact, here's the outlook for this particular typhoon. It is going to be a fish storm, staying well off the coast of any land masses, so that's good news. But the storm system in the Bay of Bengal is actually going to work northward and bring some very heavy rain. Early next week, we're talking the time frame of Sunday into Tuesday, so that will make some international news, as we've had a surplus of rain for the month of November along much of the east coast of India. So this particular cyclone will only add to the flooding potential as we go forward. Now I want to share with you my screen here, and we are going to talk about Denver, Colorado, because Denver has seen 222 days without measurable snowfall as of November 29th. Here it is December 2nd, and we still have not seen the first measurable snowfall of the season in Denver. The previous record, November 21st, 1934. So we have shattered that with the snow drought in the Mountain West. There has been some snow across the Rockies, the Central Rockies and the Northern Rockies. This is the month of November, especially across the Cascades, where we've had a fire hose of moisture come in across the northwest U.S. Now, the northern tier has seen snow, the Minnesota Arrowhead, the Great Lakes, even our friends in Garrett County, Maryland, all the way up into the Laurel Highlands and south towards Snowshoe, West Virginia. We've also seen some lake effect snow with some of these clipper systems that have come through, and also up and through northern New England. So going forward, we have very cold weather bottled up right now in Alaska. These particular locations, Cold Bay, King Salmon, St. Paul, Bethel, have had their first to fourth coldest Novembers on record and a chunk of that cold air is going to start to work southward. The East Pacific Oscillation is going to briefly dip in the negative category between the 4th and the 6th of December. So that's in the next couple of days. What happens when the EPO becomes negative is that a high pressure ridge builds across Alaska, and the cold air from Alaska and northern Siberia heads south into the US. And because the air has been well below average, even though it's going to modify as it works southward, it is still going to produce below average temperatures across the northern tier into parts of the northern mid-Atlantic. But this is a transient, short-lived weather pattern because the EPO is going to trend back positive as we work through the 10th. We also have a strong signal in the Madden-Julian Oscillation. Currently is in phase 6, which favors very warm weather across the US. That's exactly what we are seeing here on the second day of December. But later in the month, we expect a strong phase 7 to emerge, and that favors just the opposite, a flip in the weather pattern where we see below average temperatures for much of the country. So here's the key takeaways for the weather pattern. Again, a transient cold weather pattern in the east. Don't get used to the warmth for an extended period of time. Don't get used to the cold that we get early next week for an extended period of time. But we do want to note this frontal system on Monday is going to bring some rain, gusty winds. Winds will gust 45 to 50 miles an hour as this front comes through on Monday. Snow showers along the Allegheny Plateau to the Great Lakes. Wind advisories will be issued, and probably some winter weather advisories downwind of Lake Erie. Good chance for some light snow following that storm system west of I-81 in the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast between the 8th and the 9th of December. So we're talking about Hagerstown area, could see just a little bit of snow up north into Pennsylvania, perhaps as far south as Roanoke, trace amounts. Definitely once you get into the West Virginia mountains and then from the Pennsylvania Turnpike north. Denver will finally see its first inch of snow as the EPO becomes negative around December 7th and 8th. And with a negative Pacific North America oscillation emerging, we are going to see a storm track that finally favors snow into the Sierra and some moisture across California. This is the water year, which starts in October and ends at the end of September. So this is the time of the year when California expects to see most of their rain. And finally, the weather pattern is going to change so that we get some dips in the jet stream across the west that bring that moisture inland. Temperatures will be off to the races again after this little bit light snow in the east. So don't expect it to stick around for very long. Now, a look at the night sky going forward. There is a total solar eclipse if you have friends that live in Antarctica. This will be on Saturday. The moon will pass in front of the sun, creating a total eclipse. That'll be in the evening in Antarctica, not visible in the lower 48. On December 4th, a new moon at 2:44 a.m. So it'll be very dark outside, especially in the night sky. And then Venus will be bright in the southwest evening sky on December 5th. And then we have a couple meteor showers, Cassiopeia and then the Puppid-Velid meteor showers. The displays will be mainly in the evening, of course, December 6th and 9 o'clock. And then the Puppid-Velid display, December 7th at 3 a.m. Not one of the most prominent meteor showers, though. But because we have a new moon, you might be able to see the meteors a little bit better than if we had a full moon that created a lot of light. Moon and Venus and Saturn will all be in the evening sky December 6th and 7th. Of course, we had that frontal system moving through, but there will be some periods of clearing, and the best chance to view Venus and Saturn in the southwest sky will be between 5 and 10 p.m., and Venus will be pretty visible, especially on Tuesday the 7th in the southwest sky. Now, Bishops has a couple of running events on December 4th in Chesterfield, Virginia. We are looking for sunny skies, temperatures in the 40s in the morning, but quickly climbing to the lower 60s in the afternoon. That is on the Bright Hope Trail. The last race is on the 5th. Again, this is the day before the front comes through. A little bit breezy. Temperatures will likely start out in the 30s, but then quickly rebound after the race, well into the 40s by the middle part of the day. And don't forget, you can purchase the 2022 Hagerstown Town and Country Almanack And that is simply by going to our website, which of course is here at almanack.com. Well, that's all I've got for you this week. We'll be back next week and talk a little bit about the weather pattern going forward through the middle of December. Have a great week.